We've just updated the PTR with a new build. Reminder, all updates are subject to change. Please keep in mind that some changes are more experimental than others. Thank you. KVAX. Thank you for that. So, general, they reverted the 5% increase. It seemed like people didn't like this change. Ooh, can I share just this? I don't know. It seemed like people didn't like this change. From what I got from when we had, Leon to Starshape and Starbuck and Remo Demo. I don't remember anyone liking it other than me. So maybe it's a bad change. Maybe I'm just dumb. Some people, I think they're going to eventually try to, maybe there's something on this list. They're going to eventually try to do something to Tavern Revive other than this, I guess. This, people don't think this is the right approach, so they don't like it. The hair, my man. Thank you. Thank you. I need to get a haircut soon. I think I'm going to get a haircut this weekend. Not that short, though. Don't worry. I'm just going to get it like 6 months of hair off. It's getting a little too long. As soon as I have to brush it, that's when it's too long. So yeah, maybe like a limited amount of Tavern Revives. Maybe only a lumber increase. Maybe increase like a cooldown on it, or a cooldown at all. I don't know. I don't know. Just double checking the bracket's not live. It just seems to not be. Apparently War 3 Champions is down. Hey, maybe we're just gonna have a PTR talk stream before 3 Champions is down. I could milk this for like 2 hours of content, so we'll see. We'll see if it's down. For Orc. Hello, Duck. How's it going? Good luck today. Hopefully it's just the ladder down. Hopefully it's not the custom games down. For Orc. Now Orc is... They got it pretty good here in the patch, if I remember correct. I'm trying to remember everything. There's been so many different changes, and it's been like a month now. So let's see by how much I remember. But Orc really didn't get hit too hard. Undead kind of got owned a little bit. Human got a lot of stuff. I don't think Orc is too unhappy. Like Orc probably, if the original PTR went through, you know, Orc probably gonna be ended up the best race, as though they weren't already. So we talked about the Tavern thing. They're probably going to... They reverted this, and then they're probably going to try something else with this, whether it be like a cooldown for Tavern Revives, or a limited amount of Tavern Revives, something that isn't like directly the cost of it. I guess? But they reverted it. Now, Orc, I was saying Orc's in a pretty good spot, and after the patch, they're still going to be a good spot. Probably the best race, potentially? Except for, I'd say, maybe against Undead in some situations. Undead, I think, is becoming quite good against Orc, actually. And with the head under nerf, they might be even stronger. And then for Orc, revert lumber cost from 30 back to 20. Does this mean... I know I could look at the full updated notes, but, you know, what's the fun in that? Does this mean they're just back to the same? Because didn't the gold thing get reverted too? Maybe not. But this is right. I think they should cost more gold, but again, maybe cost isn't the right way. Maybe headhunters just need to be directly nerfed. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And we got a game name, so we got through one. Oh, and they did get directly nerfed, 20 to 22. Okay, that's cool. I don't mind that. That's a good change, but it's not enough, but and then Orc, as I said earlier as well, this is the third time. Orc's in a pretty good spot right now. These patch notes have been pretty good for Orc, and they'll probably keep being potentially the best race, if not Undead. They'll probably continue being the best race. So, you know, maybe some changes, maybe some more nerfs. I don't know. So they reverted the lumber cost. I think the lumber cost was maybe too much. I think they should change maybe different things. They kept the gold increase. And they're also increasing the build time. This is probably the right direction, because I think lumber kind of wrecks the build. But increased build time and gold doesn't entirely wreck the gold. It just makes the early game a bit weaker. But yeah, increasing lumber just makes it impossible to do like tier 3 builds and stuff. And hey, Ann Williams, thanks for gifted a sub to Molly and Lucy. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, what else? And by the way, I haven't read any of these yet. I didn't check these before stream, so I'm just reading these and just... surprised as you guys reading these for the first time. Blademaster mirror damage increased from 10% to 15%. I think they were trying with 25%, right? And then they start with 10. 10 was too little. They tried with 25, and now they're bringing it to 15. I think 15 is a good middle ground. If you think about on level 3 mirror image at level 5, that's 45% damage if you have all 3 attacking. You essentially get like half a Blade Master. That's a pretty good summon. That's a pretty good summon. It's half the Blade Master damage-wise, so that's a pretty good summon. It's not going to be that good on like level 1, but once you get to level, you know, say level 4, level 5 Blade with some items, some levels in crit, maybe. I don't know if people are going to go Windwalk Mirror Image or go crit Mirror Image, but it's not bad. It's going to be... 25 would have been outrageous, but 15 I think is a good middle ground. Great Hall build time reduced from 150 to 140. Yeah, wasn't that always there? Wasn't that always the change? I thought that was always getting changed. Because, yeah, it was 2.5 minutes before. 150 seconds is 2.5 minutes. It's reduced 10 seconds. Yeah, this is a good change. We've talked about this already. I thought this was already happening. Is it different? Was it reduced 20 seconds before and now 10 seconds? This is a good change. The gold change got reverted already. Oh, so this is now the only nerf to headhunters? Well, that isn't enough. Brute strength bonus reduced from 150 to 125 HP. That's fine. That's fine. I think what the change was, they buffed it from 100 to 150, right? And now they're lowering that by 25. Am I? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's no reason for... I don't think grunts needed a buff. I think they're trying to incentivize people to go less to headhunters and more towards blade grunt play. But grunts are good. They're good units. They're good units. They're good units. You guys remember when the meta was grunt shaman in pretty much every matchup? Farseer Feral Spirit mana cost increase from 75 to 85? Yeah, that's good. Sure. That's alright. Does that, like, what is the starting mana on level 1 Farseer? Like, I wonder if that really impacts the amount of summons you have in the early game. It's gonna make the matchup against Undead even worse. I mean, Orcs might have to go to just start playing Blade against Undead. But, I mean, obviously, Farseer is doing quite well against Human. Quite well indeed against Human. And in Mirror, it's like the only thing that's played at most MMRs. But against Undead, it's not as though Farseer is destroying Undead right now. I think Undead's in a pretty good spot against Orcs. So this is going to make the versus Undead matchup more difficult, but versus Human more doable. Especially in, like, expansion games, because Blade against expansions, we saw today, pretty bad. And Farseer is really the only answer to fast expos. It's going to make it worse, especially this really a big nerf to, like, insta-harassing and or like level 2 pressure against, say, human fast expansion, stuff like that. Because you don't have the mana for the Chain Lightning if you're level 2, and also your initial harass is a lot worse if you have one less set of wolves, etc., etc. So versus expansions, this is rough. Farseer Chain Lightning mana cost was reduced from 120 to 110. Oh! I guess that doesn't affect anything on level 2 then. Kind of. I guess so. It's just level 1 against expansions this kind of affects, right? Interesting. That's an interesting thing. What the hell? Guess so. I would say this is really good against human, because obviously there comes a point against human when you don't even use wolves and you're only using Chain Lightning. But nowadays you can use wolves because they put spell steal on tier 3 now. But I guess against undead, is this even a buff against undead? Maybe it is, because wolves become kind of useless against undead at a point. Whereas Chain Lightning is like the main thing you're using. So it's like a nerf to the early game, but a buff to the sort of late game with Farseer. Kind of? Kind of? It's interesting, but it's hard to know. Hard to know exactly what the hell they're doing with this. I don't know. Siege Engine's entirely reverted back, right? Yep. Yeah, see, tanks are just back to the same. I respect what they were trying to do, but it was ridiculous and it was never going to work. Animal War Training reverted back to castle requirement. I liked the Animal War Training on tier 2. I liked it. I wanted to see Human versus Night Elf become only Dragonhawk riders, even though Night Elf players would whine infinitely about that. Now everyone goes Mass Air versus, but I would love to see that. Because, like, imagine a fast expansion, like a 3-farm fast expo, Human against Night Elf. 3-farm fast expo into immediately a tier 2 power building triple Griffin Aviaries. Into tier 2 Dragonhawks with like a Pally second. Archmage Paladin, triple Griffin Aviary with Animal Ward Training. And just spamming them. Like, immediately 70 supply. You call 8 militia from your base, and you all in with 70 supply Dragonhawk Riders with a Paladin. No, I play Orc, Molly. Maybe when you quit, I was playing Undead, but I played Orc for quite a while now. I like that change. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool change. And also, the fact you can prepare... I've said this so many times. Orc versus, or rather, Undead versus Human, Expo versus Expo. Like, say, Lich Expo versus Archmage Expo, whatever. DK Expo, Dreadlord, Cryptlord, whatever. 2-base. The Undead can prepare their tier 3 army quicker because they can get statues and fiends. Whereas Human kind of has to wait for tier 3 before being able to build their tier 3 army, which is pretty much just knights. And also they need to get a paladin, whereas Undead just needs to get a tavern hero immediate. So Undead is prepared on tier 3 much earlier than Human is prepared on tier 3. So in 2-base, this really favors the Undead because their 70 supply army is immediate at tier 3. They get Destro form, they get their orb, they get their Dark Ranger right away, and they're good to go. Whereas Human, you need to build the knights at tier 3. You literally don't have an army until you reach tier 3. So at least Animal Orb Training on tier 2 allows you to do some little itty-bitty thing before you reach tier 3, while you're on the way to tier 3. But hey, whatever. I think this is bad. I think they should put it on tier 2. I think they should. Orb of Fire reduced from 10 to 5. Whatever. Orb of Fire... Ooh, okay, so now it's 500 gold for the staff and the orb. That's good. That's a good change. That's a good change. That's good. I like that. Yeah, cool. That's cool. Human needs more buffs still. They need more buffs. Oh, they did get some buffs though, right? In the other patch notes? Yeah, you guys can find those. They got more buffs, but... Yep, I mean... I like this. I don't like this. And I like this. This is whatever. I don't care. Night Elf. Immolation, mana drain. Tick increase from 5 to 6. Okay. I think they reduced the amount that it cost. And then they increased it a little bit. Damage reduced from 10-15 to 8-12-18. So with these two, Immolation was buffed like quite a bit. But I really don't have a problem. I don't think anyone should have a problem with Immolation. Even if Immolation was buffed even more than it initially was, I don't think people should have a problem with it. You know why? I'll tell you guys why. I'll tell all of you why you should be fine with Immolation being buffed. Even if it's overpowered, even if it's imbalanced. Because mana burn is so unfun that you should be happy if there's any incentive for Night Elf players to not play mana burn. If there's ever an incentive for them to play Immolation Evasion and not mana burn you all game, it's a good thing. Because mana burn sucks. So yes, buff it. Buff it even more. Buff it even more. Don't reduce the numbers like this. Buff it even more. Get mana burn out of my games. Get out of my games. Or at least make it weaker. Which, not having evasion is kind of making mana burn weaker because you can't get so aggressive and you can't mana burn so much. So, yeah, I like it. Good. Mirror images do take more damage, yeah. Drew the Talon, Crow Form, mana cost reduced from 50 to 25. That's a great change. Although, now you're going to see a bunch of noobs on ladder just dodging every shockwave with Crow Form and then having no mana when they play Talons against Orc. But that's not what this is about. What this is about is the fact that Crow Form does piercing damage now, and they're used anti-air, and can be used as anti-air against Undead. Because they have good range, piercing damage, can counter destroyers. They can't be kited with web like Hippogriffs can be, because Hippogriffs have to get into melee range, so this is a change for that sort of a dynamic. But what is really going to change is now everyone's just going to dodge shockwaves with Crow Form. And we're going to have to deal with that all the time. Even though it's not really worth it, because you waste so much mana by doing it. Druid Claw starting mana reduced from 125 to 100. This is good. assuming you guys agree that Talons are a bit strong against Orc, which maybe you don't. I do, but maybe you don't, so. Oh, Druid of the Claw, rather, not Druid of the Talon. Ah, gotcha. Oh, this is good as well. This is even better than what the Talon change would have been. Because bears didn't have 2 rejuves out of the lore. That's too strong. That's too strong. So this is good. This is good. Whether it be a Talon or a Claw, I'm fine with this change. I am fine with it. Okay, Undead. The Frost Nova damage reverted back to 50, 100, 150. The Frost Nova now has a damage cap. Oh. Interesting. 8 units. I mean, is 8 units really a damage cap with Nova? Is it really? 8 units? This is a fake nerf. This is a fake nerf. But, I mean, it changes the dynamic again, just like the Crowform thing changes the dynamic for Massair against Massair, Night Elf, Undead. Changes the dynamic a little bit there. But this is a fake nerf. This is a fake nerf. This is a fake nerf. Oh no, you only one-shot 8 of my peasants. How many can it even hit? How many peasants can it even hit in a square? Probably quite a few, to be fair. It's really against air units that this changes something, but 8 air units, like 8 hippogriffs, is a lot. I guess then the other ones can go forward, is the thing. Like, say hippogriffs against Gargs, you Nova the clump of like 14 hippogriffs, only 8 are slowed and 6 go forward. So that does change something, so then at least hippogriffs are getting attacks. But it doesn't change that, you know. You know what would be cool, actually, about this? So imagine the scenario I just mentioned. Massair against Massair, hippogriffs, not Talons, for sake of this hypothetical. Hippogriffs against Gargs. The hippogriffs are going forward. Oh no, never mind. This has to be a different hypothetical. Hippogriffs against Fiend Destro. Fiend Destro. Not against Gargs. Fiend Destro. There's like 12 hippogriffs. 8 of them get Novad. There's 4 that aren't Novad. Now, those 4 that aren't Novad go forward. Now, what the Undead has to do with their Fiends, say they only have like 4 or 5 Fiends. They have to turn their web off autocast, and they have to manually cast it on the hippogriffs that are too far forward, that aren't slowed, that are about to attack the Destro. Kind of a cool micro dynamic, even though it might not play out like that, but that's just something that came to mind. Maybe not, because those will be the most far forward. Who knows? This is a fake nerf. Dark Ritual cooldown increased from 50 and 25 seconds. This is a real nerf. This is a good nerf. Is 10 seconds too much? Maybe. Maybe 5 seconds to start, Blizzard. Maybe 5 to start. But this is a good nerf. This is good. This is good. Maybe the wrong direction for nerfing Dark Ritual. Maybe it should be the amount of mana. I heard somebody mentioning maybe it should give less off of summons. But that doesn't really help in the late game when you're just eating abominations and getting a full mana pool because it's already level 3 and whatever. So maybe this is good. Artosis with the raid of 1260. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry, you guys are going to get timed out because our chat is no fun and you're not allowed to spam here, apparently. Not fun. No fun. Brace yourself, Maz. That's all right. You guys say whatever you want within reason. Unfortunately, we're about to end. We're nearly done, but we're finishing these patch notes first. But I appreciate the raid. Thank you. Good to see you guys. Hope you had a good stream. I hope the Smash is going all right. I don't know where my controller is. Oh, my controller's out there. But I too am a slippy player. Oh, I don't have it. You know what I do have? I got my N64 controller. Because I also play Smash 64. Sometimes online. But yeah, hope the Smash is going good. Hope your notches are good for your wave dash. Oh, thanks for the 300 bits. Damn, that was a paragraph and a half. The Stanky Hang Low. You guys ever do that thing where your ex-wife Celia was caught in the moment of drunkenness and weakness and convinced her to cheat on her new boyfriend Greg meet you at the Holiday Inn and you have a lovely time, but when you wake up she's gone and there's 2 envelopes slipped through the underside of the door. One with an itemized list of expenses from Holiday Inn, and another with child support paper. What is that word? Subponus? Ponus? Lyrac, you ever do that thing? Thank you for the 300 bits. Alright, so yeah, this is a fake nerf. Don't care. This is good, but maybe too much. And Haunted Goldmine build time reduced from 120 to 110. So it was increased by 10 seconds, and now they're reverting it. Undead Expos are broken. What do you want me to say? Undead Expos are broken. Undead Expos are broken. They're too strong. They're too strong. They're too strong. Maybe there should be some different things changed. Maybe like a sacrificial skull should cost more? Like 75, 100 gold? Maybe Nerubian Tower should be changed somehow? I don't know. But I guess gold mine maybe is not the perfect way. No wonder I unfollowed No Fun in chat. Hey, man. Don't talk to me, alright? I don't make the rules around here, okay? I don't make the rules. It's kind of a delay? Yeah, 90-second delay. Alright, and then items. Circling ability, toggle functionality, change reverted. We'll give +2 to all stats again. I mean, you guys know my opinion on this. This was a stupid change. This is stupid. Now, for those of you who don't know, what they did to the circlet was they made it like, what are those boots in Dota called? Those slippers? Those slippers or whatever they are, where you can toggle. So it gives like +1 to every stat, but then you can toggle it to give +2 to whatever stat you toggle it to. Boys never been to court? I've never been to court. If they asked me to go to jury duty, I missed the letter. Yeah, you could toggle it to do +2 to the stat, which is cool in Dota because you control one unit. You control one unit. You control one thing. Oh, maybe two. Maybe like courier, whatever they're called. You pretty much control one thing. But in an RTS game, having to toggle every... You can have 6 circlets on a hero. You can have 6 of them. I can't pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it? Give me the phonetics, guys. Give me that's what you guys are here for. Give me the phonetics of that word. They reverted a lot of changes. Would it even be a patch? That's true. They have reverted a lot of stuff. Like, it seems like they did a huge patch. They were super confident. Like, they're going to love this. And then we all shit on it. And they're like, okay, maybe we just won't change anything. So, yeah, this change was stupid. I mean, you could have 6 circlets. You could have 6 of them. You could have 3 heroes. You could have 18 circlets. You really want to toggle the stats on 18 circlets? Maybe they all toggle at the same time on the same hero. Do you really want 18 circlets? You have to toggle them all? When you're salving and you're on a strength hero, toggle it off, strength. When you're using a clarity, toggle off intelligence. When you're taking damage, hey, really quick, toggle it on agility so you have a little bit more armor. And then micro everything, and then macro, and then do everything. I don't like it. It's so stupid. It just hurts my brain. So, yeah. And yeah, Circlet's good, but it's good for every race. And you can buy them at the shop. What's wrong with that? Maybe increase the gold to like 200. That would suck for Orc, but maybe increase how much it costs at the shop. Sure. Power treads. Yeah, that's right. Power treads. And Wana Mana Steal reduced from 75 to 65. Now, they did give 50. They had 2 charges, and you stole 50 mana. So it was actually a net 200 mana. You steal 100, you get 100. And then they changed it to net 300, 75. Now they've done 60, 65. So net 260. It's still good. Is it too good? I'll let you guys decide. Is it too good? Oh, a subpoena? That's how you spell that word? Sub? No way. That's how you spell... S-U-B-P-O-E-N-A-S? That's how you spell a subpoena? I know that. I only know it from movies, but... That's how you spell it? Oh. Whatever. Guess you guys win this one. Kek W. Okay. Sure. Cool. Oh, you can view match history. Oh my god. It probably doesn't work. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Okay. Nice. Good patch, Blizzard. Well done. So I guess they're reverting a lot. I need to see the whole completed thing, which there apparently is a Reddit post on it. I don't know if there's updated with like the actual final changes, but maybe we'll review that on Friday when we cast again.